All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I think it's 11:30. Thank you so much for attending the annual State of the City address. My name is Angelica Ramsey, and I'm the immediate past chair of the Chamber Board, as well as the proud superintendent of the Pleasant Valley School District. And we know that things are being done very differently this year, but we're very happy to have you here to join us. One of the things that we're doing differently this year, because we are on Zoom, is that when we do play the video in a little bit, we're going to ask everyone to turn off their cameras so that we can see the video in full screen. And we're going to ask everyone to remain in mute mode so that we can listen to our sponsors, listen to our mayor and the question and answer period, and not have any kind of feedback that typically happens when there's too many of us that are not on mute. So another piece that we're going to do slightly different, because we're in Zoom, is that we're going to ask you, as you see the presentation and questions come to mind, if you would please put them in the chat. And then at the end of the presentation, we will read from the chat those questions, and anything that we may not have time for, we will make sure we get those questions to the city. So with kind of those logistics out of the way, I would like to introduce our MC for today's event, Dawn Simmons. She is the financial advisor at Edward Jones, and she's located at Village of the Park here in beautiful Camarillo. She's our incoming chair for the board of directors in July of 2021. We're really excited for her to take on that role. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dawn. Thank you, Dawn.
Oh, thank you, Angelica. It's good to be with everybody today. Good afternoon. Thank you everyone for joining us. Today's program will consist of watching the State of the City video, which was produced by the City of Camarillo, followed by a Q&A with Mayor Tremblay and his staff. So looking forward to that. I would like to start by thanking our sponsors, because without them, our chamber events would not be possible. So I want to key in on our title sponsor, which is Visit Camarillo. And that is Juliana Gonzalez. Juliana, are you there?
Thank you, Dawn. Good morning, everyone, or almost good afternoon. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this event and for sponsoring the event. I really just want to take this time to recognize and thank all of our community partners. 2020 has definitely been a crazy year, to say the least. So we're super optimistic for 2021 and the future partnerships that will really, help us, go on to recovery. So thank you all. I also want to let you know that, we are continuing, with marketing initiatives and promoting Camarillo to visitors in a safe and responsible travel manner. So we will continue doing that. And in the spirit of the holidays, we actually just launched our Shop Local holiday gift guide that is now live on our website, visitcamarillo.com. So please go on our website, browse the gift guide, and take advantage and support local. Thank you all so much. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Juliana, and thank you for being our title sponsor for today. I also want to make sure that we're acknowledging our key sponsors for today. So first is Wells Fargo, and I know we have Eric from Wells Fargo. Eric, did you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Rochin, and I lead Wells Fargo's community banking teams in Camarillo and Thousand Oaks. This year has really thrown difficult social and economical realities at us. And I'm impressed by our community's grit and compassion. As an essential workers, my team and I have firsthand seen how hard this year has been on many of us in our communities. We've also seen how engaged and resilient our communities have been as well. Being part of this community means that, being resilient is in our DNA. And that's what really impresses, myself and my team, and especially true to our nonprofits and our small businesses. From fires to floods to massive shootings to pandemics, they are proof that we can bounce back no matter what. I'd like to thank the Chamber and each of the nonprofit leaders joining us today for giving us so much, especially our small businesses. Working with small business owners is the most important thing we do at Wells Fargo. That's really, home for us. and we want to be a part of helping more small businesses run, grow, and become successful. I'm proud to share that Wells Fargo is in the process of donating $400 million in gross processing fees for the Paycheck Protection Program to help small businesses recover from the pandemic of the COVID-19. Locally, we're on track to provide more than $900,000 in grants to support COVID-19 relief along the Central Coast, and about a quarter of that going to small business focused nonprofits and programs. More than just workers, we're proud to be essential corporate citizens. Again, thank you for having Wells Fargo and myself on this meeting today.
Thank you, Eric. And from Southern California Edison, I know I saw Rudy on here. So Rudy Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to make a couple of comments. We feel privileged that we're able to continue our membership and sponsor events like this for the Camarillo Chamber. A couple of issues that we know are at the forefront of many people's minds, and those are the difficulties that our customers are experiencing in regards to the COVID-19 crisis. And we're maintaining our policy of discontinuing any type of disconnection activity related to customers who are having difficulty paying their bills, whether they're residential or business customers. So please rest assured that we will not disconnect you if you're having difficulty as a result of the COVID crisis. The other issue that we're working very hard on is the public safety power shutoff activations. We know that has been a significant issue in the past, and we're doing everything we can to try to minimize the impact both to the residential and the business community. And I'm happy to say that we've had some really good success in terms of changing the configuration of our local circuitry so that we can eliminate the need to have to take out segments of the Camarillo community. So we'll continue to do that work. We'll continue to do maintenance work. And we know that we're having an impact on the community. So we're trying to do that work during the overnight hours and on weekends so that we can minimize the impact on students who are trying to distance learn. So with that, I thank you for the opportunity to be a sponsor today. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Rudy. How about Dignity Health St. John's Hospital? Do we have someone who is representing them who'd like to speak?
Hi, good afternoon. Darren Lee here, the CEO of the St. John's Camarillo Hospital and St. John's Regional Medical Center. Just want to thank the Chamber for their sponsoring of this event, and we are honored and humbled to be able to serve the community during these challenging times. I want to remind people that we have put into place significant protocols to ensure the safety of patients and our staff, and encourage people not to delay care when needed. So thank you for the opportunity to say a few words, and we look forward to hearing more during this presentation today.
Thank you so much. Montecito Bank and Trust, I did see Ali on here.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Just to be respectful of time for everyone, I appreciate everybody joining this call. I manage their Camarillo office for our regional commercial banking center in Camarillo for Montecito Bank. As a bank with over 45 years of history in Central Coast, we actually last week, we had our community dividends. We gave out over $1 million to 190 plus nonprofit organizations in the community. Very honored to serve as a board member with the Camarillo Chamber, and I appreciate all the great organizations we have in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And how about California State University Channel Islands? Do we have somebody representing them to speak? Okay, then we have our next key sponsor is EJ Harrison and Son. Do we have someone representing them to speak? Well, we still appreciate EJ Harrison for their key sponsorship. How about Kaiser Permanente? Well, we still appreciate Kaiser Permanente. How about Sage Network and Communications? And how about from the Told Corporation? Well, those were all of our key sponsors, and we very much appreciate them. Again, without the sponsors for our chamber, we would not be able to hold events like this, which are very important to us. And now for our supporting sponsors. Those companies are Edward Jones, DCH Auto Group, Ventura Investment Company, Michael Drews LLP, Laser Broadcasting, Camarillo Plaza, Mechanics Bank, and KVTA. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. The Camarillo Chamber is proud of its positive relationship we have with the city of Camarillo. Much of what the chamber does on behalf of our members and Camarillo area businesses focuses on the city, promoting Camarillo, improving the local economy, and helping to make Camarillo a better place to do business and live in. That's why it's such an important event for the Camarillo Chamber to do this each year. It's our opportunity to thank the city council, the city manager, Greg Ramirez, and the entire city staff for their hard work, making Camarillo a wonderful city. And I know that we happen to have several members of the Camarillo staff with us on this call today. So I'm going to acknowledge you here. We have Michelle Deanna, the Community Relations Officer, and you can wave, when we call your name. David Moe, who's the Assistant Director of Community Development. We have Lucy McGovern, who is the Department of Public Works Director. We have Jason Simonte, who is the Traffic Engineer. We have George Winkler, who's the Economic Development Coordinator. We have Eric Maple, who is a Senior Civil Engineer, as well as Andrew Grubb, who's a Senior Civil Engineer, as well as Council Member Vice Mayor Susan Santangelo. So I'd like everybody to give a huge round of applause for all of these individuals, for our City Council and our city staff members. Thank you all for being with us today, because it's really important, and we want to make sure that we want you to know how much we appreciate all the things that you do for us. So now we are going to acknowledge another group of people who work hard year-round as volunteers for the Camarillo business community, and a group I'm very proud to be associated with, and that's the Camarillo Chamber Board of Directors. And I know we have some of them on the call besides myself. So if we could have you wave at us. I know Ali was on here. I saw Craig from Dignity Health on here. Anybody else on here that I did not mention? Well, thank you so much for you guys being here. So at this point, we're gonna move into the video. We're gonna begin our program, and we're gonna start to play the State of the City video, followed by the Q&A with Mayor Tremblay and his staff. So at this point, this is where we would like everybody to please put all your questions in the chat, and we'll address those after the video. And now is when we want to make it easier to see the video with less distractions. If we can go ahead and make sure you're muted and turn off your camera, and we'll move forward. So now it is my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Camarillo, Tony Tremblay.
Thank you very much, Dawn. It's really a privilege to be here today. Do I have time to say just a few words before the video begins?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, this will be blessedly short. Everybody will take great comfort in that. It has been an honor to serve as mayor of the city during this incredibly unique and challenging year. As you can see, we've obviously taken a different direction on the state of the city this year because of necessity for the most part. But the whole focus of this video, and I can't stress this enough, the city is blessed in having an extraordinary city staff. They are absolutely exceptional. And keep in mind that this video is all about their efforts during this last year. It's not about mine, it's not about the council's, it's about the staff's effort. And we are blessed that we have many of them working with us, or many of them here today, and particularly during the Q&A time, either I'm going to throw them under the bus or they can throw me under the bus in terms of answering questions. But in all seriousness, they are an exemplary group to work with. We are blessed to have them. They have worked tirelessly with our business community during this extremely challenging time, and we know that it has been just a very difficult time for the business community and for everyone in our community. So I'm really pleased that they're here with us today. And again, as you look at the video, it's all about our city staff. Thanks, Don.
Bear with us, folks, as we get this figured out.
Camarillo is a wonderful city, full of character, small businesses, good schools, a blend of families and seniors and students. This is a town where people still smile at each other in the grocery store, neighbors don't hesitate to lend a helping hand, and our small town traditions still find ways to accept new changes and improve our ways. This year has been challenging for us, as it has been for everyone. A global health pandemic stopped us in our tracks in mid-March, closing schools, closing businesses, and quarantining our households. We learned grace. We had no choice. We learned patience and trust. We are showing our resilience and our perseverance. This year's State of the City holds a special meaning for all of us. This year has been different in so many ways. This includes, among other things, confronting an unprecedented health emergency and having a difficult discussion on racial equality. However, we are excited to share with you, the Camarillo community, what we nonetheless have accomplished this year, how we are weathering this storm, and what lies ahead as we stand together. The city's mission statement is dedicated to providing effective and efficient municipal services that promote a high quality of life, economic vitality, and a safe environment. Each year, the City Council adopts goals and objectives for city staff to carry out this mission statement. The goals for this year focus on fiscal management, community enrichment, land use and transportation, resource management, community redevelopment, economic development, governmental relations, community relations, and employee relations. This year, for the State of the City, I want to share with you the city's progress toward meeting the adopted goals and objectives through the eyes of city employees. Through the dedication of our city staff, we have stood together as a city family and as a community through this challenging year, and we are proud to share our story with you.
The City of Camarillo approached budget preparations for this fiscal year with the mindset of efficiency and innovation, looking not only at levels of service and expenditures, but taking a critical look at staffing to ensure the city is well positioned with the right number of people doing the right work. The global pandemic caused by the coronavirus is not only a public health crisis, but an economic crisis as well. The city's budgeting process has not been business as usual and will not be business as usual until the foreseeable future. The City Council discussed options such as adjusting the scope of work for existing contracts, revising the capital improvement program, and trimming expenses for items such as travel and conferences and many others. The council engaged city staff in a discussion about adjusting levels of service and providing flexibility in staffing as the city transitioned from a standard municipal operation to an emergency operation during COVID-19 and has once again transitioned into a recovery mode. On June 10th, 2020, the Camarillo City Council adopted an operationally balanced $136.2 million annual budget for the fiscal year to provide services and fund projects that are vital for the well-being of Camarillo residents. Overall, the city's financial position remains in excellent condition. We have held a AAA bond rating for 8 consecutive years. The City Council is committed to sound and conservative financial policies. Staff continues to implement the best practices to ensure the council's fiscal goals are met. Our general fund revenues come from many different sources, the most prominent being property tax and sales tax. Our staff has brought us a balanced budget, once again, one that maintains our streets in excellent condition, provides high quality public safety services, and provides funding for the community services and programs.
Hi, my name is Detective Chris Darren. I work in the Camarillo Special Enforcement Detail. My main job duty includes working with the city's homeless population and our mentally ill population. I've been really happy to be in the city for about 3 years, helping out this sector of our community. I also oversee the One Stop program, which happens every Thursday, the last Thursday of every month here in the city, where we bring in multiple resources from around the county, both faith-based, non-faith-based, and county and city, and we talk to people and get them hooked up with services to hopefully end their bout of homelessness. Additionally, this year, I'm excited that we brought on members from the Ventura County Behavioral Health Unit to ride in the patrol car with me to help our members of our community who suffer from mental illness. Getting outreach to them and getting them hooked up with services and getting them on a plan to success helps us have more positive contacts with them in the community, both with the police and with members at large just in the community.
And the whole idea is that we get together with citizens of the community and enjoy a cup of coffee and tea and some real conversation. I think our goal is to break down the barriers between cops and the citizens they serve. And it's really important for us because we want them to know that, we're cops, we're real people, we're even members of this community. And we also want the members of the community to meet not just the chief of police, but we want them to meet the beat cops. We want them to meet the detectives and the community policing cops and the traffic cops so they can have a really good idea of who we are.
The Public Works Department is responsible for supplying high quality, potable water to our residential, business, and agricultural customers. After many years of planning, testing, and permitting, the city's groundwater desalination treatment facility is now becoming a reality. The reverse osmosis desalter will be located on a 5-acre site at the northwest corner of Las Posas and Lewis Roads and will treat unusable brackish groundwater. The desalter will produce about 3.4 million gallons of high quality potable water every day, enough to fill about 200 average sized backyard swimming pools daily. The treated water will be delivered to city water customers, and the concentrated brine produced by the treatment process will be discharged into an existing pipeline under Lewis Road that continues to the southwest and discharges through an ocean outfall off Port Hueneme. The total project cost, including design, property acquisition, construction management, and inspection, is estimated to be $66.3 million. The project is fully funded, including $20 million in state and federal grants, $12.5 million in water revenue bonds, and the rest from existing water enterprise funds. Construction of the project is underway, with completion on schedule in mid-2021, followed by startup and testing with delivery of treated water by the end of 2021. The desalter will bring many direct benefits to the city of Camarillo by treating an unusable source of water and strengthening the city's long-term water supply stability, achieving compliance with regulatory limits on salts in the Calleguas watershed, by reducing the city's use of costly water imported from Northern California, saving the city about $50 million over 20 years. And the lower cost of desalter water compared to imported water will reduce the escalation in the overall cost for the city to provide water to its customers, which means any increases in future water rates will be lower than if the desalter was not constructed. Public Works is very excited about seeing these benefits come to fruition soon as the city's desalter project transforms from a plan to reality.
The city worked with Habitat to plan for 2 3-bedroom, 2-bath, affordable single-family homes. Together, we entered into an agreement for the sale of the property and the construction of the 2 homes in 2018. In order to help Habitat finance the construction of these homes, the city sold the property for $1 and provided a $250,000 forgivable loan for the planning and design. Habitat used the city's money and leveraged it with construction financing and volunteers from the community to help successfully complete the construction of the homes in August of this year. Shortly after the homes were built, the City Council issued a notice of completion on August 26, stating that Habitat has fully satisfied the terms of the agreement and the city forgave the $250,000 loan. Now, 3 years after the city purchased the vacant lot, it is called home to 2 local families.
What used to be the Stock Lumber site, which is right on the corner of Berry and Lewis, there's a 2.5 acre vacant site, and it was a lumber yard for many years. So when Stock Lumber moved out, they put the property up for sale, and the city jumped on that opportunity and was able to acquire it. We're partnering with the Area Housing Authority of the County of Ventura and Many Mansions, and they're proposing to develop 67 affordable housing units and 1 manager's unit. And of those 67 units, 8 of them will be for sale townhomes. So we see this as a model project, as it provides both an opportunity for those who are renting and also for those who are looking to purchase a home. It also provides a variety of housing types, from studio units to 3-bedroom units. Amazon will be occupying 2 large buildings on Mission Oaks Boulevard, and it's just east of the Metrolink parking lot. And we're excited to see this project move forward, as it's going to bring a lot of jobs to the community. And these buildings had sat underutilized for many years. So it's great that Amazon is actually taking up both of these buildings. This is what they call a last mile distribution center. Trucks will ship packages from the large warehouse fulfillment centers all across the nation to this center. And from there, they will sort the packages and deliver them to the residents and business owners in the Camarillo, Ventura, and Oxnard area.
In order to help facilitate business recovery and maintain physical distancing compliance with the guidelines during COVID-19 pandemic, our city has been waiving zoning clearance fees and has adjusted our parking standards to accommodate temporary outdoor business areas and expansions. Since May, we're very proud to report that we have issued 63 no-fee zoning clearances to allow these businesses to facilitate their expansions outdoors and maintain their operations.
Went through the planning phase and got their approvals back in 2018. It's for a 281 unit senior housing complex. There's 3 different product types that are going to be available. There are duplexes, there are single family clusters, which are single family homes that are clustered into groups of 4 to 6. And then there's your traditional single family detached, where the lots are a little bit bigger. The biggest lots range from just under 1/4 acre, and the smallest ones are about 0.15 acres. So it's a pretty great project. They're under construction right now, and we hope to have that open pretty soon.
We are very excited about this project for 2 hotels and conference center right here in the heart of Camarillo. There will be a 4-story Embassy Suites hotel with 155 rooms and a full-service restaurant and bar. The conference center will be attached to this hotel and will be able to have 750 people seated at tables in a ballroom setting. There will also be a 4-story Homeless Suites consisting of 122 rooms. The project is then rounded out with over 25,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space. Home to Suites is anticipated to be completed by December 2021, and Embassy Suites, including the conference center, completed by June 2022.
This year, we set out to aggressively implement the city's economic development strategic plan. We were well into creating relationships, launching workforce education events, developing marketing plans, and analyzing development processes as part of our Get to Yes programs when the reality of COVID-19 hit our community in March. We took immediate action and mobilized to support the business community. In the beginning, all businesses except those deemed as essential were closed. We were able to connect with every grocery store and nearly 140 eateries in the community to ensure they were operating safely. We created and distributed social distancing signage and encouraged the implementation of social distancing practices throughout stores. We created a Shop Safe program in which we had a team of city staff from various departments visit retail establishments across the city and help to educate the businesses on what was required in this new business environment. We verified they were operating in accordance with the state and county guidelines, and if they were, we provided them with a Shop Safe sticker to let the community know they opened in accordance with state and county guidelines, and to encourage safe shopping in Camarillo. We continue to inspect businesses as part of the county reopening process, and our code compliance team has inspected and approved over 1,300 businesses. In addition to this, we immediately started tracking resources and regulations that affected our businesses and shared them on our website. We created the employee and employer assistance page and hotline for affected businesses and employees to visit or call for assistance or information. We also began emailing all businesses in our business tax database to share with them the most relevant and critical information for their business. As businesses began to reopen, we created our Open for Business webpage. We also witnessed a sharp increase in unemployment, so we created our Camarillo is Hiring webpage and were able to help some local businesses hire local employees. We implemented a business recovery loan program and a recovery grant program, supporting drive-in performances and also the installation of additional parking signs in Old Town. And we provided for greater flexibility for our businesses by allowing them to expand outdoors, supporting safe environments for pedestrians, and reimbursing businesses for barricades used to create safe outdoor spaces. So hey, we're here in Old Town Camarillo, and I'm with Hank Robles, owner of Hank's Barbershop. And Hank, I have a few questions for you. How has the city of Camarillo really helped you out during the COVID experience?
Once the city reached out to me and started saying, hey, Hank, there is ways. And that meant a lot to me. It takes that pressure off of me. And with the help of the city, we did it. And we're continuing to do it. You know, we can't give up. I can't say enough about the city of Camarillo.
We moved here in November of 2019, pre-COVID, and we moved here because this is the real central hub of everything that goes on in the county is at this BCCF building. And it worked really well until COVID started, and then everything closed down. But I'm glad we did move here. It's been a great move for the chamber.
What do you think is going to happen with the future of Camarillo?
I think Camarillo is poised to go full on when we're all back together. I think that the city has well grounded. We have a good city council. We have the finances are good for the city. I just think the chamber and the city can work together and just build the economy back up to where it was and where it was taking off.
Engage Camarillo is the name of our community engagement strategy, a fluid and continual improvement process that revolves around understanding, education, and two-way communication. We have worked really hard this year to put our strategy in motion, and we are proud to say that we are building a better community conversation. Community engagement is a continual dialogue, and we are beginning a community conversation about what we are doing and why we are doing it. Listening to our community, telling our story, and bridging the gap to become more accessible, more inclusive, and more transparent. In December 2019, we launched a communication survey to ask our community what their needs and preferences are when it comes to receiving news and information from the city. We used the feedback from this survey to expand our communication toolbox. We prepared community engagement guidelines to guide us toward consistent and effective communication. The guidelines establish a baseline from which we will continue to measure the results of our efforts to determine what works and what does not, and to guide us in making improvements along the way. We want to reach our community where they are, to provide them with the information they expect, and to give them the tools they need to be engaged in local government. In August, we launched our Engage Camarillo portal on the city's website. The portal includes department stories to showcase who we are and how we serve Camarillo. Financial transparency, which is a budgeting tool that makes it easy to understand how your tax dollars are being spent. And Open City Hall, a new engagement tool where community members may share their ideas with city officials and help shape the future of Camarillo. Engage Camarillo and all the communication tools that come with it are just the beginning, the launch pad into a more inclusive, more transparent, more connected, and more engaged Camarillo.
Maintaining close working relationships with our community partners has been essential during the COVID-19 pandemic. We have leveraged our partnerships to support each other through these challenging times, and we have maintained communication and coordination despite the physical distance that COVID has put between us. We maintain a close working relationship with CSU Channel Islands. City staff attends quarterly site authority meetings to stay updated on future development projects and to learn about significant updates regarding the university and its programs. In March, the Camarillo City Council approved a scope of services with the Camarillo Chamber of Commerce to organize the Channel Your Connections luncheon at the Spanish Hills Country Club. At this event, President Beck gave an update on internship opportunities, cultural connections with the Shumash, and faculty highlighted the university's rank as 5th in the nation in the Social Mobility Index. Go Dolphins! Our city team has been active in the Ventura County Census 2020 Complete Count Committee, organizing a presentation to the City Council in February and collaborating closely with our community partners on messaging to ensure a complete count. On August 14th, the city of Camarillo became the first city in Ventura County to exceed the 80% self-response rate. We continue to promote the importance of completing the census and supporting the countywide effort of attaining a complete count. Staff communicates monthly with representatives of local and state elected officials during economic development roundtable meetings. And we continue to effectively communicate with local public agencies, including California State University Channel Islands, Camarillo Hotel Tourism Association, County of Ventura, Economic Development Collaborative, Small Business Development Center, Pleasant Valley Recreation and Parks District, Pleasant Valley School District, Ventura County Fire Department, and Ventura County Sheriff's Office. Communication and strong relationships are key, and we have seen through this pandemic more so than ever before how much more we are able to accomplish if we stand together and work as a team.
To say this year has been challenging is an understatement, but through it all, our community has remained strong, engaged, and resilient. And as a city family, we have accomplished great things this year due to the diligence and perseverance of our
Camarillo City employees. Many individuals are hurting, and our local businesses have been struggling to survive through the business closures due to COVID-19. And our city employees have been nimble, adjusting processes whenever possible to make it easier for our businesses to persevere throughout this pandemic. This has been a long road, but we are determined
to overcome the corona pandemic. Our city employees have adapted in many ways. They've transitioned to virtual services. They closed and then reopened City Hall during the corona era. And they developed
The program provide curbside pickup for our Camarillo Library patrons while the library was physically closed to the public. Our city employees have found new, creative ways to guide our community through this pandemic, including new communication tools to keep our residents and businesses informed and updated. Let's continue to work together
to get through these tough times and keep our community safe and thriving. Our city employees have set the example for our community to comply with state and local health orders, wearing masks, creating social distancing queues in City Hall and hand sanitizer stations to ensure optimal health and safety during this challenging time. Our city staff continues to be diligent
and purposeful in setting the tone for our community that together, we will get through this challenge and continue to serve the Camarillo community.
We stand together, Camarillo.
Wow. That's what I can say about having watched that. I did not watch that before today, and I can tell you there's just so much growth and moving forward in our town that it really, it makes me feel proud. It was really nice to see the faces behind the names that some of us may have heard, and then the commitment behind those faces. It reinforces why I chose Camarillo for my business and my family. So just really outstanding. And I appreciate the time and energy and effort that the city went to put that together for everybody. It was phenomenal. So now we're going to come to the exciting part, the question and answer session for our Mayor Tremblay and his staff. We did ask for people to put some questions in the chat, which I see people have done that. And then thank you, Lucy McGovern. You were able to answer one of those questions, but feel free to go ahead at this time and start putting your questions in if you haven't already. And right now, Mayor Tremblay, if you are ready, we will start looking at some of these questions. And if Mayor Tremblay, if you are not the one to answer this, then, you know, by all means, you can delegate to who you think is the best person to answer that. That's not a problem. We want to make sure that, you know, we have some great people able to participate. So one of the questions was regarding the desalter. Is the water for homes only in the Camarillo city limits, or also for homes listed as Camarillo but officially considered county?
Well, Lucy and Lucy McGovern, who is on city staff, has already bailed me out in terms of the expected cost of the desalter water. But in terms of service, the water from the desalter and from the city system will go principally to serve residents within the city of Camarillo. But remember that there are multiple water entities which serve Camarillo. So for example, in the Mission Oaks area where I live, that's served by the Camarosa County Water District. So the desalter water would not be going to that area. However, it would be going to areas that are not served by Camarosa Water District, or for example, by Crestview Mutual Water Company or other areas kind of surrounding the city. Crestview, I believe, serves principally an unincorporated area of the estates, as well as I think a small portion of the city area. I could be wrong on that, and Lucy can bail me out as we go. But I saw Pat's question on that, and that was my answer to your question, Pat. Is it will go principally for city residents, but not those city residents who live in the Camarosa area. Does that help?
That's great. Thank you. So next question. What actions should businesses be taking to support the city in recovery efforts?
What a wonderful question, Juliana, and thanks for presenting it. I think the principal thing that businesses can do is to continue your operations, do everything you can to continue to serve our community, and advocate. and make sure that the city council and the city staff knows what your needs are as we go forward. We've got some very difficult times for the next, probably the next, at least the next 3 to 4 months until we can start emerging from this pandemic. And so I think it's critically important that businesses and the chamber communicate with city staff and council and let us know what you need. We've tried to anticipate a whole number of things. And again, this video is about city staff and how nimble they have been and how exemplary they have been in terms of serving our businesses. And that's everything from, you know, the outdoor dining, which we turned around, I think within 36 hours after the county public health officer allowed for it. We had outdoor dining and zoning clearance ready to go. And that's a real testament to our community development staff. We've done the business loan program. We've done the business grants program. But tell us what your continuing needs are as we go forward. And that would be my message too.
Yeah, I think communication from both ways is just so crucial right now so that everybody can start to move forward. So we do have another question. It is, what is the address of the Convention Center and Embassy Suites? That's really meant to be completed by 2021. I'm taking that as that's a surprise because there's so much, it looks like that needs to happen. And I think it'll go quickly. And what will be the name of the Convention Center?
So this is a time where, as mayor, I'm really happy that city staff is here. So I think I need to throw David Moe under the bus if he is, and have David bail me out if he can, because I don't know the actual street address for the conference center. David, if you're still on, are you in a position to share that?
I don't have the actual street address. I don't even know if we actually issued that yet. But it did mention that the construction was to be finished in 2021. We're now looking at 2022, just to kind of throw that out there. They're completing their development improvements right now, but they still have at least another year of construction before they move forward. So hopefully, I don't exactly have the address, but I do have the construction update on that.
Is there a name for the convention center?
I believe the name is the Mian Plaza Convention Center, but let me double check on that, and then I'll pipe right back in. I just need to check the report.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Are there any other questions? So is the Embassy Suite still in line with June 2022? I don't know if David is available.
Yeah. So yeah, June 20, about mid 2022 is what we expect for the Embassy Suites and the Hotel to Suites to be open.
Thank you. So we've actually run out of questions unless there's any that are going to come in here in the last few seconds. I do want to make sure that we thank you, Mayor Tremblay, for joining us for this and being available to answer these questions and just being available to us. It's really important that, we can reach out and communicate and touch each other and not in a pandemic way, but, in a virtual way. And we appreciate that you spent the time. Or do you have any last comments that you want to share before I finish things up on my end?
Just a few things. First of all, thanks to everyone for joining us. Thanks for the Chamber for putting this on. I'm very thankful. Again, I want to keep emphasizing this, and I don't think I can understate it. The reason this city is so strong is because we have an exemplary city staff. And particularly in this pandemic year and going forward, I'm very, very grateful for them. I did see a final question from Pat McCollum on whether the presentation is available online. And yes, it is available online. It should be available. I know it's available, and I believe on the city website and on the city Facebook page. And I believe Michelle Dan is here, and she could come rescue me if I've gone astray, but it is available, and it's on YouTube, of course. So.
Thank you so much. And also, again, thank you to our sponsors. But this whole thing could not have taken place if it wasn't for our Camarillo Chamber of Commerce And so I want to acknowledge, and hopefully you can turn your cameras on, Cece Adame, who is the Director of Membership. Give us a wave, Cece, at the Camarillo Chamber of Commerce. And then Bailey, who did a lot of the real groundwork to put this together. Thank you, Bailey, who's the Director of Marketing and Events. And I wish everybody to have, thank you for attending and have a wonderful holiday season. Stay safe and just thank you so much. I appreciate this. This is a great city and just so happy to be a part of it. So thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Don.